Happy Day of Resurrection. Hello everyone, I'm coming at you with a reading vlog. I don't know what's going to happen in this vlog. I don't know exactly what this is going to be. I also don't know if this is going to go out on the internet because I always film reading vlogs and don't edit them or upload them. But I want to really attempt to film, edit, and upload this reading vlog. So we'll see how this goes. This is going to be just like a reading vlog for the week. We'll just see how much I can read this week, what I'm going to read, and all that jazz. But I'm really excited about the book I'm reading right now. And so I just want to do a little bit of a reading vlog. It is currently the Day of Resurrection, or Easter as it is known. I personally like to call it the Day of Resurrection because that's what it is. So yeah, let's get into what I'm reading. Also, I do want to mention it's like 9 something at night because we just got back from our celebrations. Every Easter Sunday we go to my grandparents' house for lunch and then we stay there till 9 or 10 o'clock at night. So that's what we did. We went to church and then we went straight from there to my grandparents' house. So I've been gone all day hanging out with my family. It was just a great time. But now let's get into my books, reading, and all that jazz. I did get some chocolate and some chips for Easter, which is great fun. I'm excited because I love food. I especially love chocolate, and I especially love the chips that I got. So that's exciting and fun. Let's go through the books I'm reading. I do want to mention I am in the middle of an audiobook. I'm listening to Best Served Cold by Joe Abercrombie. It is the first book in his standalones in the First Law universe. I'm enjoying it. It's a good time, but I will mention, if you're even slightly remotely interested in the First Law universe and you're similar to me at all, it's not, let's just say it's grimdark or whatever that genre is called. So it's grim and it's dark, and there's also there's a few scenes that you might have to skip over if you're that type of person that doesn't read that type of stuff. Other than that, it's pretty awesome. So, the physical books that I'm reading. First, I will mention this one. I started The Three Musketeers last week. That's how far I am on page 16. I don't know how much of this I'll read this week. I'll try to read at least a little bit of this. I'll try to get a little bit further into it. I'm loving what I've read so far. I just got distracted with something else. I also want to mention I am listening to another audiobook as well, which is Les Miserables by Victor Hugo, and I do want to at least try to listen to a little bit of that this week as well. My goal with that is to listen to at least a little bit every week, even if it's just like an hour or 30 minutes. It doesn't matter. I just want to make a tiny bit of progress in that every week. So I want to at least listen to a little bit of it this week. My goal is to read that book this year, and I finally started listening to it on audio, so we'll see how much progress I can make in that. Probably not very much. Now, the book that I'm really excited about, and the one that I technically started yesterday but kind of basically just started today really, is The Selected Journals of Ella Montgomery Volume 1, 1889 through 1910, and you cannot tell me that this cover is not amazing. I love the cover, I love the colors, I love the border, and I love the picture. I just love the whole layout and everything about this cover. And yes, you guessed it, I'm annotating this. I'm on page XX. So, whatever that is, like 20 maybe? Or something like that. I know XVII is 18. So, then XIX would be 19, and XX would be 20, I think? I don't know if that's correct. And I think that's just in Roman numerals for the introduction. There will be actual numbers when it gets to the actual journal entries. But I'm just on the introduction. I'm obsessed. I'm just reading the introduction. I'm obsessed. You know why? Ella Montgomery. She is one of my favorite authors of all time. I want to read every single scrap of word that she's ever written in her lifetime, and this is so perfect for that because they're journals that she wrote, and it's just amazing. I'm so excited. What I've read is just the introduction, and I'm loving it, so I'm just very ecstatic about that. And that is my little reading update. Sorry for the long intro. I do have one more thing I want to show you because I'm absolutely obsessed and I have to show it to you, okay? So, while I was at my grandparents' today, I decided to go into Walmart. They live right next to Walmart. And I decided to go into Walmart because I was like, I want to look at their Polaroid stuff because I just wanted to see if what they had in there. And, of course, I had to walk over to the book section and browse the books. I didn't buy an actual book, but I did buy a coloring book. Oh my gosh. Look at this thing. That just gives you a small, tiny taste of what is inside this amazing thing. So, obviously, this is fantastic. This is fantasy stuff. There are dragons in here. Dragons. Yes, I did say dragons. I've never actually had a coloring book that had a dragon in it, I don't think. Maybe the one I have right now may have a dragon in it. Dragons, elves, dwarves, you name it. If it's fantasy, it's in here. Wolves, half creatures, half people, all kinds of like amazing things, and I'm so excited. I'm so excited because I've always wanted a really cool fantasy coloring book that wasn't like too terribly detailed in the way that my current coloring book is. Like, it has detail, but it's not like super tons of tiny details. It's like a little bit bigger than that. And this was so amazing. I love the dragons. Oh my gosh, I'm obsessed. But the one I really want to color is in the back here. I don't know why, this is the one that like I want to color first. But it is this dwarf. I don't know why I love this page so much, but I do, and I want to color this one first. But anyways, I'm so excited about this because I've wanted a coloring book that's actually, like, still detailed, but a bit more simpler. This is the one that I currently have. I want to look through this. I may keep it, or I may give it to my cousin. I have to look through it a little bit more and decide. But I want to get back into coloring things because I own Prismacolor colored pencils. I know you can't see the colored pencils, but I own Prismacolor colored pencils, and I would really like to make use of these. I think they're really awesome, and Prismacolor is like an expensive, amazing brand. So, my point is that I'm going to be coloring in this coloring book. I think it's going to be amazing, and I'm really excited about it, and I'm going to start coloring in it tonight, actually. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put on a movie or a show, and I'm going to color in this, and I'm so excited. I'm so excited. If you're interested, it's called Fantastic Worlds Coloring Book, and that's the person that did it. Hello everyone, it is officially Monday. It's like nearly 6 o'clock now, and I haven't done a lick of reading, which I'm going to do in a moment here, hopefully. But I have been working on other stuff. I was sort of trying to clean up my room, but I kind of didn't finish that because I sucked, but that's fine. But I've been kind of coloring all day because I've just gotten into this like once I started coloring I couldn't stop thing, and so I've done half of this picture and I'm so excited. This turned out way better than I was expecting it to. I just gotta say, Prismacolor colored pencils, that's where it's at. So, let me show you the half. I don't know, can you see this? Here. There you go. There's half the picture. We've got the dwarf, and he's got his hammer. Yeah, this is amazing. I can't believe how this turned out. Hey guys, I haven't done any reading yet. What was I doing? I was doing something. Oh, I was literally playing my piano, and I sat playing my piano for like almost 2 hours. So, I don't normally sit there at my piano for that long, but like, I did. I had a blast, and I was just watching YouTube. It's like 10 or 11, so it's probably like 10:30, who knows. But I'm gonna do some reading, and I want to read a little bit of the Three Musketeers, and then I want to read this one. So I want to read a little bit of Three Musketeers so I can get through this book, and then I want to read the other one because I actually want to read that book. So I probably won't be reading a ton tonight. Like I said, it's like 10 or 11 something at night, and I'm not super motivated right now to read, I'm not gonna lie. Okay, so I've read like 3 pages of Three Musketeers. I'm on page 29. I don't know. It doesn't matter. I didn't make much progress. I only read 3 pages. That's fine. That's what I was setting out to do anyways. I gotta be honest with you right now. I don't feel like reading anything, so I kind of don't feel like reading this. I want to read this tomorrow. I definitely want to read this. I just don't feel like reading anything at all in this latest right now. So I'm not even gonna try to read this right now because I just don't. My brain is like, no, reading words is too hard right now. I don't know what's going on. But I read at least a page, so my daily goal of reading every single day has happened, and that's good enough. I read 3 pages of Three Musketeers. That's gonna have to be good enough. I really did intend to read more today, but I'm lazy. That didn't happen, and I want to work on projects and things, so I'm gonna go do some other stuff. Okay guys, so I figured I should probably give you some sort of an update. I barely even read today. I almost forgot to read today. I did, however, read a page and a half in my Ella Montgomery book, so I did read to put in my page count for today, but that's about all I did. And I read my Bible, which I almost forgot to do today as well. But yeah, basically, if you want to know what I've been doing all day, I have been making socks. I literally crocheted myself some socks. These are very large socks. They kind of turned out really large, so they're more like slippers. Hello everyone. I am dying a little bit on the inside. It's Wednesday. I don't think I updated you about anything today, and I'm not gonna be reading very much today either. I did some reading just now, and it's like what, 10, 11 something at nighttime, so there's that. Basically, what did I do today? I don't know what I was doing this morning. I was just doing whatever. Also, I got up kind of later than I normally do, which is annoying. But then my niece and nephews came over. We babysat them while my brother went with my sister to go get a violin. So I was helping out with that till like 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And then at 3 we had to go. We went to a community meal. Our church does this community meal thing, and we went to help with that. So I got back from that at like maybe 9 o'clock or something like that. So I've kind of just been busy all day. And I read a few pages of the selected journals by Ella Montgomery, whatever. And I finally finished the introduction and got into the actual journal entries. And that first journal entry, boy does she sound exactly, and I mean exactly, like her character Anne from Anne of Green Gables. Like, she sounds exactly like, I mean, she's the one who wrote Anne, so obviously that makes sense. But in this first paragraph, she's talking about geraniums and how she names them and things. And like, I'm fairly certain that Anne says something about this somewhere, about geraniums and naming your things and naming the plants, and everything should have a name. Like, that's basically exactly what she said in here. I've only read 2 journal entries and I'm obsessed already. So, I can already tell I'm going to love the heck out of this because it's Ella Montgomery. Anything written by Ella Montgomery is a mayonnaise. Let me just read this little paragraph. To be sure, there isn't much to write about today. There wasn't any school, so I amused myself repotting all my geraniums. Dear things, how I love them. The mother of them all is a matronly old geranium called Bonnie. I got Bonnie ages ago. It must be as much as 2 or 3 years when I was up spending the winter with Aunt Emily in Malapiku. Maggie Abbott is a girl who lived there, had a little geranium slip in a can, and when I came home she gave it to me. I called it Bonnie. I like things to have handles, even if they are only geraniums, and I've loved it next to my cats. It is grown to be a great big plant with the cunningest little leaves, with curly brown stripe around them, and it blooms as if it meant it. I believe that old geranium has a soul. Does that not sound exactly like Anne Shirley or Anne Blythe, whatever? Yes, it does. Holy boom. My hand, specifically my right hand, feels dead right now. Like, oh, I can't do it anymore. But thank goodness I finished. I finally finished my pages. And you know what? Not bad. Here we go. There's the final finished product of the dwarf in the tavern. Hello everyone, it is officially Thursday. I have officially done some reading today. It's like almost 6 o'clock now, but I've done reading and it's daytime. Like, it's not 10 o'clock at night, and I've actually done some reading. So I was sort of like tidying up my room this morning. I didn't fully finish that, and then this afternoon after lunch I was just I guess I was just tidying my room, like, sort of, but I never actually finished. And then I was playing my piano at some point, and then I had made some chocolate sauce, homemade Hershey chocolate syrup. And then after that, I did some reading, and I read quite a bit of this. Quite a bit meaning like more than 2 pages, but also not more than like 10 pages or whatever the number is. I'm on page 20, and I started, I think, on page like 2 or something like that. So I read like 18 pages, roughly. 18, 17, something like that. But I am enjoying this. This is so good. If you love Ella Montgomery, if you like her writing, or if you want to just know more about her life in general, like just day-to-day life, this is so good. I'm annotating it. As you can tell, I'm not super far or anything like that, but I've made progress as compared to the previous days. I've made progress. Hello everyone, it is Friday. It's currently like 10 something at night. I don't know, it's probably close to 11 o'clock. I just got back from work, quite literally, and I thought I'd give you a reading update. I did do some reading today. I did some audiobook listening, and I have to admit I'm not feeling the book that I'm reading right now. I feel really terrible saying this. I'm just not enjoying myself. So I'm listening to Best Served Cold by Joe Abercrombie, which is book 1 in the standalones in the First Law universe, and I have to say I'm a little disappointed because, first off, I loved the First Law trilogy, the first books in his First Law universe, the First Law trilogy. They were really fun. Yes, there's a few, like, explicit things that you have to skip over, but overall, they were really great, and it really wasn't, like, that bad in terms of the explicit stuff. Best Served Cold? I don't know why, it just isn't hitting. Maybe I'm reading it at the wrong time or something, but I'm not connecting to any of the characters. I'm not really enjoying any of the plot. Let's just be realistic here. And there's some inappropriate stuff in here, and I feel like it's more prevalent in this book than it was in the other books. I'm 88% through the book. I'm enjoying it. I don't want this to sound like I hate the book. I still am enjoying it. I still love Joe Abercrombie's writing. But I'm also, like, severely disappointed because everyone... Basically, this is Joe Abercrombie's take on a Western. That's what everyone says. I have a hard time picturing it like that, but that is what it is. But also, everyone raves about this book and says it's so amazing and they loved it. And, I mean, they rave about everything Joe Abercrombie, but they always say that this book was so good, so amazing. So far, I'm not feeling the amazing bit. Like, it's good, but I'm not feeling the, oh my gosh, this was amazing. It's the best book ever. I'm just feeling like a 3-star book, honestly. Hello, everyone. Update time. It is officially Saturday. It is, let's just say it's late. It's really late. Basically, I am giving you my update now. I was going to give it to you a little bit earlier, but forgot because, so I was working all day, obviously. And then when I got home, I went to take a shower. And then I, came in here and was watching the Arrow and stuff was going down, so I completely forgot about, that I wanted to update you on my reading. So I forgot to mention this yesterday, but I technically started reading whatever the title is, it's book 2 in the Inheritance Games trilogy. I don't own it physically, but I decided to get an ebook version of it on my phone because I'm crazy and I just really want to know what happens next. Alright, so I read the first chapter and started the second chapter yesterday. And maybe read a page of it today or something. I don't even remember. I don't know. Anyways, I finished Best Served Cold by Joe Abercrombie. And yeah, I'm sorry. I did not love it as much as everyone else does. I liked it. I enjoyed myself. It was decent. I liked being in the First World World. I liked the mentions of some of the other people. They mentioned Logan Ninefingers, Bloody Nine. They mentioned him a few times throughout the book. And I enjoyed it. It was decent. But I didn't love it. And I did give it a 3.75. It wasn't my favorite. Which is a little disappointing because I was expecting to love this. And I think one of the things is that with the first law books, I loved those books and I couldn't put them down. Like, I listened to the audios like that and I needed the next one immediately. And then that's kind of how I felt after I finished the third book. I was like, now I need Best Served Cold immediately. But I didn't have the physical book, and then I was like, I didn't think about the fact that I could have just listened to it then, but whatever. The point being that I just the first Law trilogy, those first 3 books would have been 5 stars if not for the couple explicit scenes, which made it not 5 stars, but they were so close to being a 5-star. Like, I had a fun time. I thought they were so good. And then going into Best Served Cold, I was expecting this to be on the same level, and it just wasn't, so a little bit disappointed. Not gonna lie. I still had a fun time. It was still a decent book, but just overall was a little disappointed. I started listening to Ivanhoe by Sir Walter Scott. I am so obsessed. Basically, the reason I'm so into this and the reason I'm interested in reading this is because I love the miniseries. It's a TV miniseries. I'm trying to think of how I can describe. I think it's A&E maybe. I don't know. But it's the TV miniseries that I think there's like a black and white one, so it's the one that's in color. I don't know if that's helpful. But basically, that TV miniseries is one of my favorite things on the planet. It's actually, I kind of just think of it as a movie, even though it's technically a TV miniseries. But I've always thought of it as a movie, so I always put it as a movie. But it's not really a movie. But in my brain, I think of it as a movie. So, basically, I have been watching this my whole life, basically. And I've seen this thing a million times. It's like Pride and Prejudice. I've seen it a billion times over and over again. And I absolutely love this miniseries. It is one of my favorite things ever. Like, it's one of my favorite films to ever exist. It is so good. And my cousin's reading Ivanhoe, and I've heard my mom say it a few times that the movie is pretty good. The TV show, you know what I mean? It's pretty good to the book. Like, it pretty much follows the book. And I've just been wanting to read this for a while. Forever, but I've really been wanting to read this year. And so I decided to listen to the audiobook. I was gonna originally read it physically, but I just decided, why not listen to the audio? I got a free audio on LibriVox recordings, and then realized that it was really weird and found one on YouTube, but it's only part 1, and I don't know if there's a part 2. But I got this far. That's how far I got. The reason, here's the reason. The reason I'm so obsessed with this is exactly, and when I tell you exactly, it is exactly, almost exactly, word for word, to the miniseries. Like, the miniseries is word for word to the book. The story in this, the miniseries follows this almost exactly. Like, obviously there's a few differences in the fact that this is a book being narrated by whomever, and the movie is something you're watching. So there's little differences within there, and there's little information bits in here. And there's also, at the beginning of every chapter, there's quotes. So there's quotes from different things. The Basil, a tragedy. So there's different quotes at the beginning of every chapter. We got one from King Henry the V is best, I think. So yeah, there's all kinds of things like that. So there's specific things like that obviously they didn't put in the movie. But the miniseries is almost word for word to the book. It's like on Pride and Prejudice level of accuracy to the book. It's insane. At least so far, obviously I'm not finished. But like, of course I'm gonna be obsessed with this book because I'm obsessed with the miniseries. So now I'm like in the middle of 4 books. Technically I have 2 other books on my started shelf, but whatever. I'm gonna get back to Arrow because crazy things are happening in there, and I need to know what's going on with all of it. Also, did anyone see the latest episode of Fire Country? What? You're joking. Hello everyone. It is now officially Sunday, and I'm going to end this vlog here. It's, I don't even know what time it is. It's like 11 or 10 something at night. It's probably 11 o'clock, let's be real. But I wanted to end the vlog, and I'm gonna try to get this vlog up. We'll see how that goes. But I wanted to mention, as for today's reading, I didn't really do much reading. I did read at least a page. I read like a couple of pages in the Hawthorne Legacy, Book 2, Hawthorne Legacy in the Inheritance Games. I said I had, like I said before, I have the ebook for that on my phone, and I read some of that in the car after church today while I was waiting. So, yeah, other than that, I intended to read, actually, I sat down and started to read my Montgomery journal book, but then I never did. I started reading a paragraph and then I stopped. So, I read like maybe a paragraph or like half a page's worth in that as well. Basically, this afternoon, it was just a gorgeous day outside today, so I was eating lunch and stuff outside. And then I don't really even know what I was doing all afternoon. But like around 4 o'clock we left and we celebrated my nephew's first birthday, which is tomorrow, so that was a fun time. And ever since then, I've just been watching the Arrow and playing my piano, basically. That is it for the vlog. I hope you got some enjoyment out of this. I did finish a book, and I've started some books and continued in some others. And I read a bit, so it wasn't a great reading week, but I did read. And I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next one. Hope you have your own fun reading adventures.